Hi everyone! I recently made this lavender eye pillow as a gift for someone, and I wanted to share with you how I did it. It's very easy and you don't need a lot of fabric, so it's great if you have some small fabric scraps left. This weighted eye pillow is perfect for napping and meditation, or maybe after a yoga practice, and the lavender scent can help reduce stress and even headaches. So here's how to make one yourself. The fabric for the pillowcase can be any fun fabric in a color or print that you like, but keep in mind that this fabric will go directly on your skin and eyes. I'm using this woven cotton fabric, but you can also consider softer and more comfortable fabrics like flannel, for example. Flannel has a soft and fuzzy surface. I would also recommend using natural materials like cotton and avoid synthetics like polyester and nylon, just because natural materials are a bit better for your skin. Make sure this piece of fabric is at least 29 by 12 centimeters. For the fabric for the inner bag, you can use any basic fabric like cotton bed sheets that you don't use anymore. I'm using a very loosely woven cotton fabric. I believe it's a fabric called cheesecloth. And make sure that you have at least 24 by 23 centimeters of this fabric. Then you'll need filling. I used rice and dried lavender. Instead of rice, you can also use any other type of wheat or grain or bean. I've heard flax seeds are particularly suitable for this. And these are lavender buds. This is a bag of 25 grams, but I didn't use all of that. I think I used less than half, maybe 10 grams. Finally, you'll need a zipper. This is actually optional. When I was looking for a tutorial myself, none of those had this, but a zipper will allow you to open the bag again later to replace the filling every now and then, because the lavender scent won't last forever. So the pillow I'm showing you is endlessly reusable. I used a 12 centimeter zipper. I just used a random one I already had at home, so you can use a different size too. A bit longer, a bit shorter, doesn't really matter. But I would say not smaller than 8 centimeters and not bigger than 20. Also, the color doesn't match with my fabric, so if you're buying a new one, you can obviously get one that matches your fabric. We're going to start with the pillowcase. I'm cutting two pieces with the following measurements. You can see it on the screen. One piece of 24.5 centimeters by 12 centimeters and one piece of 28.5 by 12 centimeters. Place the two pieces on top of each other with the right sides of the fabric touching, and sew one of the short seams together. So you create one long strip of fabric. And I'm using 1 centimeter seam allowance, by the way, for all the seams. Now hem both short ends by first folding 0.5 centimeter and then 1 centimeter on the wrong sides of the fabric. You can iron it to keep it in place and then top stitch. I added a zigzag stitch on the bottom seam for a nice finish. Lay the fabric with still the wrong side of the fabric up and the shorter of the two pieces facing up. So the longer piece is on the bottom, the shorter piece is on top, and you're going to fold the longest piece down, so the part that sticks out, and now it will overlap the other piece. Then pin this in place and stitch the two long side seams with 1 cm seam allowance. Just so you know what we're doing, with this fold we are creating a type of closure where you can't see the bag inside and it won't slip out, basically like an actual pillowcase. Trim the seams a bit so it will look nicer once you turn it around, then add a zigzag stitch. This is technically optional, but I always recommend finishing seams with a zigzag stitch. Then turn it right side out from the opening under the overlapped part, and the first bag is done. For the inner bag you have two options. You can cut one piece of 23.5 by 21 centimeters, which is what I'm doing here, or you can cut two pieces of 23.5 by 11.5 centimeters. And I would actually highly recommend this second option, as it is easier when attaching the zipper if you have two separate pieces. Here I'm adding a bit of bias tape on the sides where the zipper will be attached, because the fabric I'm using is very thin and loosely woven, so I just wanted to make it a bit stronger, but you can skip this, only if you feel like your fabric is very thin and fragile. But otherwise, if you're just using a regular cotton type fabric, comparable to the fabric used for bed sheets for example, then you don't need to do this. Mark where you want the zipper to be, and make sure you use the measurement of the zipper itself and not the fabric around the zipper, so really only the thing that you zip open. My zipper is 12 centimeters, so I am marking an area of 12 centimeters on my seam. If you're using a small zipper like 8 or 9 centimeters, you can place the zipper on the top instead of on the side. Then stitch the rest of that seam together with, again, 1 centimeter seam allowance, so you leave the part open that you marked for the zipper. Open the seam and place the zipper on the seam with the right side of the zipper facing down. Pin in place and then sew together using a zipper foot on your sewing machine. If you've never inserted a zipper before, you start sewing with the zipper pull halfway down, and when you get to that point, pause, lift the foot up while the needle is in the fabric, and move the zipper pull up to the part you already did, so it's not in the way as you're sewing. Finish sewing all the seams so you completely close the bag. Turn it right side out and it's done. Now, probably the most fun part, you're going to fill the bag with your filling of choice. In my case, rice, and I'm going to fill it up about halfway. Then add the dried lavender. I used around 10 grams, but you can do more or less depending on your preference for how strong you want the scent to be. Finally, put the filling bag inside the pillowcase and you're done. You can heat this pillow in the microwave or put it in the freezer if you want it to be cold. And when you want to replace the filling, simply take out the inner bag, open the zipper, empty it, and fill it again. Thanks for watching. I hope this eye pillow will give you a chance to fully relax and recharge for the weeks or months ahead.